The attitude changes completely when it's another black person. So we must love ourselves so much that when we see another black person, we see ourselves. Yes. It is on the basis of self-hate that we do not love ourselves. So we must love ourselves so that when
this is the journey to one Africa.
We need the black lawyers to serve black people with integrity, with commitment, with the intention to win. You know, when always when I talk to lawyers, they say, he says black lawyers are incompetent. No, I'm saying, when you go into Pick and Pay and you approach a cashier and there is a white madam in front, the madam is treated with a smile and all types of, it's a black person there, the cashier is a black person. Yeah, hello madam, do you need a plastic? Okay, thank you, thank you. Hey, we have plastic. We have plastic. The attitude changes completely when it's another black person. So we must love ourselves so much that when we see another black person, we see ourselves. Yes. It is on the basis of self-hate that we do not love ourselves. So we must love ourselves so that when there is a person who requires a service of a lawyer, and this person is a black person, you must go all out. Yes. Must go all out, because black people are not used to be served. You must serve them in such a way that they never stop talking about it. But you know, I've traveled all my life. It is for the first time I received this type of service from Mabuza attorneys, from Gardi attorneys, because you are saving your own. When we say this government is worse than apartheid, it doesn't mean apartheid is better. We mean that to be beaten with a varam club by your own brother is worse than being beaten with a varam club by a stranger who knows nothing about you and about your suffering and your struggles. It's so painful. It's not only the pain, it goes to the heart. That's what the ANC government is doing to us. The type of service they give to black people is more painful, worse than what the apartheid did to us. Yeah. Because it is black people who should be understanding and appreciating our pain and know where we come from. They don't need theory about who we are. They know the type of life we live. I drove in Northwest on something that was supposed to be a tar road. And it was so terrible. But what made matters worse, that road passes the offices of the municipality. So I thought it was some local office where the parents say, the chambers, the mayor, the municipal manager is in this office. The road in front of municipal offices is not proper. So can you imagine what's going to happen to other roads where they don't even go in the villages? Because they've forgotten about black people, because they suffer from self-hate. So you're not going to be that type who suffer from self-hate and give our people a cheap service and love money more than loving your own people. You must do pro bono work, especially for victims of rape and gender-based violence. You must do pro bono work for village women It must be in your policy that if it's a gogo struggling and there are matters that involve this gogo from a rural area, in this law firm, I will do it pro bono because I know what it means. When you read that a gogo is being raped in KwaZulu-Natal, in Eastern Cape, you need to go there and say, I'm going to make sure that this matter is attended to, and is attended to properly. This gogo must get justice. When the students get arrested because they are fighting for free education, you must go and release them because you are a lawyer for human rights. As an activist, as a commissar, your responsibility is to fight an injustice. And in fighting injustice, you cannot expect rewards. We don't want to be paid to fight an injustice. Where you see an injustice, you must get involved, and get involved free of charge. Because we need to fight this institutionalized injustice, where black people are just rejected and are treated as subhuman, not as full human beings. So it is now in our hands. Mabuza has helped you. You must now go and help others. We help people in the EFF. We don't want anything from them. We even tell them, we don't want you to vote for us, for as long as you can adopt the next person and help that next person. Then we must help each other. Let's not be obsessed with wanting to be loved by white people. No, we don't want their love. We must love ourselves, Reina. It's enough. Once we love ourselves and start taking care of each other, we don't need anyone to love us. And it can't be a lip service love. It must be a real love where we materially intervene to change the material conditions of another struggling black child. There must be an obsession with that. You are a lawyer, you are an attorney, you are an SC, you are all of that. You have no 5 families that you buy groceries for. Poor, child-headed families. You just go to a local store there and say to them every month, I'm going to give you 5,000. Those people, you give me vouchers for the whole year, they come fetch grocery from here. Let's take care of our people ourselves, especially we who can help. And you have never done anything if you can't help anyone who's not going to do anything for you. Your relatives, you help them because you want them to attend your funeral. To be there and give beautiful speeches about you. No. By helping relatives, you are not helping black people. Those are your people. Those is automatic. You can't even talk about that. Help people who are not related to you. 5, 10 families poor. 1,000 grocery every month. If we black people who are successful do that, take a conscious decision to say, I'm going to adopt these families and give them food, not houses. We can't afford houses, food, and see how much impact you will have in the lives of those children found in those families. Their mindset will change completely. They will now focus, because instead of focusing, they are thinking of where the next meal is going to come from. I know this because I went to an interview when I was doing Standard 10, where my aunt said to me, Julius, you have to go and look for a job, because you can see here we're struggling. I went, I won in a union, an interview to be an organizer. Those comrades called me on the side and said, there's too much potential here. Please, go back to school. They came and pleaded with my family, leave this comrade to go to school. So many of our black brothers leave school to go and look for food. But in their village where they come from, there are 10 successful black people who can just adopt them and change their lives forever, and say to them, I want nothing. Just go and help the next person. That's all we want. We need to produce caring professionals, not clever blacks who are obsessed with self, but clever blacks who are obsessed with black people and wanting to help black people. So as we celebrate you here, we hope that we are celebrating another black success. And black success doesn't mean individual success. It means success of many, many other black people who are going to be helped by you.